Welcome to my channel, The World Coin. Hello and welcome, coin lovers. This channel is dedicated to the fascinating world of coins from every corner of the globe. From ancient currency to modern mints, rare finds to everyday coins, we explore their history, design, and hidden stories. So subscribe now and join our growing community of coin collectors, history enthusiasts, and curious minds. Here coins top 2 shilling. So let's get started. The 2 shilling coin of 1948, commonly known as the florin, stands as one of the most iconic and historically rich coins of post-war Great Britain. Minted under the reign of King George VI, this coin is not only a medium of exchange but also a vivid reflection of the nation's journey from the hardships of the Second World War to the era of rebuilding and modernization that followed. In 1948, Britain was still emerging from the devastation of war, industries were recovering, and rationing remained a part of daily life. Yet, amidst this period of struggle and hope, the Royal Mint continued its proud tradition of producing coins that upheld the legacy of the British monarchy while adapting to new economic realities. The 1948 2 shilling coin symbolizes both continuity and change, continuity in its traditional design and denomination, and change in its composition, as it was among the first of its kind to be made without any silver content. The florin, first introduced in 1849, was initially part of an experimental attempt toward decimalization, as it represented 1/10 of a pound sterling. Although decimalization itself would not be fully realized until 1971, the 2 shilling coin continued to serve the British public faithfully for more than a century. By the time of the 1948 issue, the coin had become a familiar and trusted piece of British currency. Its design had evolved through various monarchs, but the essence of its purpose, to represent a solid, reliable value, remained unchanged. The 1948 issue, however, was unique in a historical sense. It was produced during a period of material change when the government decided to remove silver entirely from British coinage. This shift was largely due to the increasing cost of silver and the country's post-war economic struggles, leading to the adoption of cupro-nickel, a durable and affordable metal alloy made of copper and nickel. On the obverse side, the coin features the left-facing portrait of King George VI, created by the talented engraver Thomas Humphrey Paget, THP. This portrait captures the dignity and simplicity of the king, who had earned immense respect for his steadfast leadership during one of Britain's darkest periods. The inscription surrounding the portrait reads, GEORGIVS VI D, G, BR, OMN, REXF laughing face Ind, Imp, which translates to, George VI, by the grace of God, King of all the Britons, Defender of the Faith, Emperor of India. Interestingly, this 1948 coin marks one of the final appearances of the title, Ind, Imp, Emperor of India, because India had gained independence in 1947. This subtle detail adds immense historical depth to the 1948 issue, as it represents a transitional period in the British Empire, from a vast colonial dominion to the emerging Commonwealth of Nations. The king's portrait, without a crown, symbolizes humility, duty, and modernity, echoing his image as a working monarch dedicated to his people rather than imperial grandeur. The reverse side of the coin, designed by George Kruger Gray, is equally rich in symbolism. At its center lies the Tudor rose, the traditional emblem of England, crowned to represent royal authority. On either side of the rose are the thistle of Scotland and the shamrock of Ireland, uniting the nations of the United Kingdom within one elegant design. This fusion of floral emblems conveys a powerful message of unity, a theme deeply resonant in the late 1940s as Britain sought to rebuild and strengthen itself after the trials of war. Around the floral design, the inscription reads, FIDEI DEF 2 shillings 1948, meaning, Defender of the Faith, 2 shillings, 1948. The simplicity and symmetry of the design reflect both tradition and national pride, while the milled edge of the coin ensures durability and authenticity. In terms of physical specifications, the 1948 2 shilling coin weighs approximately 11.31 grams, has a diameter of 28.5 millimeters, and is made of cupro-nickel, 75% copper and 25% nickel. Its color resembles silver but is far more resistant to tarnish, making it both practical and visually appealing. Unlike earlier issues that contained 50% silver, before 1947, this coin was entirely non-silver, symbolizing Britain's adjustment to post-war economic challenges. The decision to replace silver with cupro-nickel was not merely a financial one, it also represented a modernization of the nation's coinage system. During this time, the 2-shilling coin held significant purchasing power. In 1948, 2 shillings could buy several household necessities, for instance, a newspaper, a loaf of bread, or even a few pints of milk. To put it in perspective, 2 shillings were equivalent to 24 old pence, or 1/10 of a pound sterling. When converted into modern values, it would represent approximately £5, £6 in today's purchasing power. Thus, this coin circulated widely and was part of everyday transactions across Britain, carried in pockets and purses of ordinary citizens rebuilding their lives after the war. From a numismatic perspective, the 1948 2-shilling coin is not particularly rare, but its historical importance makes it highly desirable among collectors. Millions were minted at the Royal Mint in London, and no special mint marks were used for this issue. While there are no major known die varieties, minor differences in detail, such as lettering sharpness or the floral design's definition, can occur due to die wear. Collectors typically value the 1948 2-shilling based on its condition. A well-worn circulated piece might be worth around 50 pence to £1, while coins in very fine or extremely fine condition can range between £2 to £5. Uncirculated examples, particularly those with original mint luster, can fetch between £8 and £15, and in exceptional cases, proof-like specimens may reach even higher values. The coin's affordability makes it an excellent entry point for new collectors interested in mid-20th century British coinage. Beyond its market value, the 1948 2-shilling holds immense symbolic and cultural meaning. It embodies a moment in history when Britain was redefining itself, politically, economically, and socially. The inclusion of "ind" imp reminds us of a fading empire, while the use of cupro-nickel points to the birth of a modern industrial nation. Moreover, the floral motifs celebrate unity within the United Kingdom, symbolizing peace and strength among its constituent nations. For many collectors and historians, this coin is a physical link to an era when coins were more than just currency, they were miniature works of art carrying messages of identity, resilience, and hope. The legacy of the 2-shilling coin continued well into the later 20th century. Even after decimalization in 1971, the coin lived on in spirit, as its size and value directly corresponded to the new 10 pence coin, which was initially minted in the same dimensions to ease the transition. This continuity shows the enduring practicality and cultural familiarity of the florin. It wasn't until 1993 that these pre-decimal-sized coins were finally withdrawn from circulation. The 1948 issue, therefore, stands as a bridge between the past and the future, between silver and nickel, between empire and commonwealth, and between the world of hardship and the dawn of recovery. It is a coin that speaks of endurance, unity, and transformation. Collectors who hold this coin today don't just own a piece of metal, they hold a small but significant chapter of British history, one that tells of changing times, royal legacy, and the rebirth of a nation after war. The 2-shilling coin of 1948 remains a shining symbol of Britain's post-war spirit and continues to be cherished by numismatists, historians, and admirers of classic coinage worldwide. So please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. A new coin story awaits you every next day.